Well, I guess in the extra days off after Thanksgiving, preparing for the game against New England, the Eagles seem to have visited the Wizard of Oz and found their heart. Because that's certainly what they played with last night in a win, 35-28 against the defending Super Bowl champs in their house in New England at Foxborough, Gillette Stadium. Eagles somehow, some way, after the weeks of misery that they put us in, found a way to beat the Patriots. And I know the Patriots have a lot of injuries and, whatever, I don't care. Because all teams have injuries this time of year. Are you kidding me? Right? So, they're still a pretty darn good team. And they still have future Hall of Famers in Brady and Belichick there. So, to beat them in their house is still a pretty big deal. And because that's still a team that could very well represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. So, big win. And we do this as fans, right? And you see this in my series, and you see this in the series of other fans, Eagle fans and other fans of other teams. It's the emotion. It's the roller coaster that we go on during the season. And it's what makes football really one of the most interesting sports. To have a team to be a fan of. Because every week we get to build up the game, right? Because it's only once a week. We get to build up the game, and then we get to dissect things afterwards, more so than in any other sport. And it gets fun, and it gets very depressing too at times. But that's what it is. And I've always said, being an Eagles fan, we're not one of the easy fans. We're not the easy fan table. We have to work for it a little more. Like I said, I've been a fan of this team since 1993. I grew up with the Kelly Green uniforms. I grew up with this logo. I've seen a lot of games over the years, and I've seen a lot of Eagle teams over the years. And I can honestly say I've never seen one that played as poorly as they did the last 2 weeks. And really, in some ways, the last 3 weeks, because you blow a 16-3 lead against a bad Dolphins team at home, that's a horrible loss. And that's what got them going on the wrong end of the spiral. They're coming off a big overtime win at Dallas. They blow a lead against the Dolphins at home, and then they get blown out against Tampa and Detroit. Detroit on national TV on Thanksgiving. And they look horrible. All phases, horrible. Offense, defense, special teams. And to their credit, you know what? You criticize when it's time to criticize. I've always said this. You give credit when it's time to give credit. To their credit, a couple of their players, Malcolm Jenkins, Connor Barwin, to name a few, stood up last week, called out teammates, said this isn't how we're supposed to play. We're vocal in the media, on sports talk radio and what have you. Basically some of the things that us as a fan base have been saying, they were saying too. We played pathetic. We deserve everything we're getting, but we know we're better. And it's time to prove it. Jeffrey Lurie hasn't talked to the team beforehand. Now, maybe because it was in his hometown in New England, he didn't want them to get embarrassed again there. But he hasn't talked to the team, before the game. And to their credit, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And to their credit, they came out there and they did it. They played well on offense, defense, they got turnovers, they were aggressive, they were, getting to Brady, knocking him down. And special teams, blocking the punt, getting it for, return for touchdown just before half, swinging that momentum to their favor. Big interception, returned by Malcolm Jenkins back for a touchdown, in the beginning of the second half. Darren Sproles, one of my favorite guys, Mighty Mouse. A big punt return. Not going down, not getting tackled, not letting the punter tackle him, knocking him out of the way, as you're supposed to with punters. and going for a touchdown, a big touchdown at that time, making it a 2-score game. Guys showing up. I mean, even Riley Cooper showed up yesterday. Right? Knocked out of bounds the one onside kick attempt and made a big catch on 3rd and long. Now, the Eagles being the Eagles and being a Philadelphia team can't make it easy. So they made us sweat it out the last... they did their best Packers impersonation of the NFC title game at the end of the game last year. Last year's game yesterday. The Packers, of course, being last year's NFC title game. Lost to Seattle. But in the end, they got a win. It was a big win. Why was it a big win? Because of the division they're playing in. Yeah, it's a big win anyhow. You beat the Patriots in New England, it's a big win. But it's a big win because that, coupled with the Giants' loss, and if the Redskins somehow to lose to lowly Dallas tonight, you could be looking at a 3-way tie for first place in the NFC East. Some call it the least, but still, 3-way tie for first place. That's not bad, particularly after the way the last few weeks have gone. And now you got 3 big games lined up at home, where I know they lost this last few games. But that being said, you got Buffalo coming in, Shady McCoy's return. You got Arizona coming in, somehow the NFL, schedule makers always have the Eagles play Arizona every year. I still don't really understand it, but whatever. They got Arizona coming in. Arizona, and that game was flexed to a Sunday night game. So now that game's on Sunday night instead of the 1 o'clock start that it was originally slated for. And then you got the following Saturday, I believe the day after Christmas, you got the Eagles hosting the Redskins. Another primetime game. And that could be a huge game, the way things are setting up right now. So the Eagles may just well have salvaged things for their season with a big win in New England last night. And again, hey, you know what? We give credit when it's time to give credit, and tip the hat to Chip. Well-coached game yesterday. Out-coached Belichick, and that's not easy. It is not very easy to do that, and that's what Chip did. So big ups to him. Big ups to the players. Big ups to the owner coming out and having that meeting with the team. Big ups to the team, because it's been rough. We all know that. And, as horrible as things look after Thanksgiving, and you all saw the video, I mean, just the absolute, frustration, would be putting it mildly. It was great to see them get that win. Get a little revenge from the Super Bowl 39. Not a lot of players left on that. No one left on the Eagles, and I think it's only Brady and maybe 1 or 2 other players on the Patriots. Maybe it is only Brady. I kind of forget, but and of course Belichick. But big win, and 3 home games in a row, and a shot. And look, again, the only thing they've been consistent at is being inconsistent. So it could be they get the big win and then they lose the next 3, and it doesn't matter. Or they lose the next 2, it doesn't matter. But right now, as it stands on, what's today, December 7th, 2015, they're still in the hunt. They're still in the hunt for a division title and a berth in the playoffs. Playoffs! and that's all you can hope for as a fan, right? Have a chance to get into the playoffs, have a chance to do something when you get in there. You never know. Teams have backed their way into the postseason, see New York Giants, see Green Bay Packers, and have found the way to win. I mean, you just never know anymore. You never know. So just get in, and I wouldn't even say that now because we still got 4 weeks to go. Take care of business at home. These fans have been through so much this season, but they're still going to be there for you on Sunday and the following Sunday and the one after that and Saturday night. They're going to be there. You win this game on Sunday. Give these fans something else to cheer for. They're going to be there on Sunday for you. You know, you had Lane Johnson calling out the fans weeks ago. But you know what, Lane? You needed that kick in the butt from the fans. You know, to get going again. So instead of criticizing the fans that are there for you every week, every home game, it's always been that way, every home game. Show up for them. I have a message to the Eagles. You always talk about the fans. You got to show up for us. You got to show up this Sunday at 1 to play Buffalo. All these years, these fans have shown up for you. Whether it was at Franklin Field or the Vet or Lincoln Financial Field, wherever the Eagles have played, they have shown up for you. Every game. And now it's time for the Philadelphia Eagles to show up for the fans. You've been criticized all those weeks, and rightfully so, for poor play. Not playing with heart and emotion. So you showed a little something yesterday, which was a great win. But now you got to build on that. You have 3 straight home games at Lincoln Financial Field. Show up for these fans. Play with that emotion and heart that you showed yesterday in Foxborough at home for these 3 games. Find a way to give us something. As much as these fans have given you, it's time that you give us something. You have a chance to save this season. You really do, in this bad division and everything. I understand that. But you have a chance to save this season and win games at home against Buffalo, Arizona, and the Redskins. At least 2 or 3. They're home games. The fans are going to be there. They're going to be cheering. They're going to be booing the opposition. They're going to be doing everything that we've always done. And the fans at home too, like me, right? In front of the TV. But it's time for you to show up for us. It's time for you to keep that heart in there. Keep that heart ticking the way it was in Foxborough last night against the Patriots. And do that against Buffalo, Arizona, and the Redskins. And then ride that momentum to the Meadowlands against the Giants to close out the season. Win a division champion. Get to the playoffs. Win a playoff game. Do it. You got to be there for us now. Because you know the fans are going to be there for you. Despite what Lane Johnson wanted to say a few weeks ago. They're always there. Tailgate with the best fans in the league. Show up every game. Cheer till they can't talk. Show up for these fans. And win against Buffalo and keep this momentum going. Don't let it go now. You know, don't be like, oh, that was just a tease against New England. Use it. Use all that all that emotion and momentum that you got from that game and use it now. You got 3 home games, like I said. Use it. I don't care what the record is. You have a chance to still make the playoffs. Use it. It's time. It's time you showed us something. I don't know, maybe it's asking for too much, but it's time. Enough of this. You know, our teams are not giving us anything, okay? We have a win-win Sixers team. We have a Phillies team that's probably still going to be in the basement this year. We have a Flyers team that's been very inconsistent. You know, the Eagles, even in a weak division, you have a chance to right the season, to make it to take this division, this bad division, to take it and get some momentum going into the playoffs. Get a home game in the playoffs in the first round. You have a chance at that. Don't let it get away. You know, forget about all those other games. Now it's time. Now it's, like I said, now it's time to be there for us. Be there for us against Buffalo, against Arizona, against Washington. 3 home games in a row. A chance to really bring this thing around. Shift it in the right direction. And you have a chance at that. And it's time you did it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I want this team to win. That's what all Eagles fans want. You know, we're critical. We have a lot of emotion. We show it. We get abused for it all the time on national TV. You know, even, I didn't want to go off on this, but even, you know, last week, Kobe Bryant played his last game in Philadelphia. I was watching NBA Network. And they had some, you know, they had this fantasy show on there. I think it's for DraftKings or whatever it is. And they had some Yahoo on there. You know, they're interviewing this guy who's at the Wells Fargo Center. And he did the lazy journalism thing, saying, oh, these fans booed Santa Claus, so they'll probably boot Kobe. You know, you got to give these fans something. You can't just keep pounding on this fan base and say, well, this is because it happened way back in the 1960s, now it's going to happen again, if this is all they do. You know, we appreciate talent here. Just because our basketball team stinks doesn't mean that we don't want that here. That we are dying for the Sixers to be good again. To matter again. It's been rough. You know, and again, some Yahoo bringing up the booing of Santa Claus again. Kobe got a big ovation. And he kept getting those ovations. And good for the fans that did that. You know, shut the national media up. These are knowledgeable fans. We understand about the game. All games. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Take your pick. We understand these games. And we understand talent. So you're going to tell us about what we're going to do. To me, it's lazy journalism. It's lazy. You know, bringing up the booing of Santa Claus over and over and over again. Lazy. But anyhow, you know, I speak with a lot of emotion because that's what I have. You know, I might not be some of these fans that, you know, flip over desks and get all upset and do this and that, but I'm going to tell you like it is every single week. Good or bad, I'm going to always keep it real with you, the viewer. Always. You know, I might not be the most, you know, carried away person. You know, nothing against them. Nothing against the people who do that, because, you know, it's all about the entertainment value. I understand that. But I'm going to keep it 100% with you with my viewers every week when I do this series. I'm going to tell you what I think of the team, what I think their chances are, you know, week to week after those games, and you know what they're going to do going forward. I call it like I see it. Like I said, the last few weeks this team played with no heart. They were tin men. They were just emotionless zombies. And they played like it. But when they put forth an effort like they did this past, you know, yesterday, against a very good team, maybe one of the best teams in the league, in their house, in front of their fans, who, by the way, New Englanders, I'm going to call you guys and gals out too, because, you know, years ago you used to complain about the Yankees spending money. Now the Red Sox are doing it. What are you saying now? Huh? If the Yankees would have signed David Price to that big deal, it would have been, oh, the evil empire, look at that. Now then the Red Sox do it. Oh, okay. Okay. It's nice, isn't it, to spend money? It's nice. Yeah, you win that way. It's all right. Just had to learn from the Yankees. But it's okay. It's all right. But anyhow, no. But you get a big win, and now you have a chance, even with everything that went wrong. You know, the horrible loss to the Dolphins, the pathetic displays against Tampa and against Detroit. You get a big win against New England. Maybe one of the biggest wins this team has had in years. Maybe the biggest win in the Chip Kelly era, but, you know, barring that win they had years ago in Dallas when they won the division in that game, I'd still say that's the top, but this one's right there. Now you got to ride that momentum. Now you got to go forth and put that effort in against Buffalo, against Arizona, against Washington, against the Giants, and show that passion. Show that heart. Because you showed it yesterday. And you got to keep showing it now. You can't just let it get away and put forth a stinker against Buffalo in front of the home fans. Ride that momentum. Find a way. Like I said, it's an easy game. If you do the right things, people make it harder than it is. But you gotta execute, and you gotta play with that fire. And I'm glad they did. I didn't know they had it in them anymore. I really didn't. But that showed me something. It showed our fans something. You know, they played like Philadelphia fans cheer yesterday, with fire and emotion. And it's time to keep it going, guys. So as always, I'll hope for the best. I don't know what to expect the rest of the season. I really don't. I wish I could honestly sit here right now and tell you, the viewer, that I know exactly what's going to happen, because I don't. It's just drama with a capital D every week. But I'm hoping that they turn the corner, that they found something that they grabbed it and reached deep and found something in there. And they're going to play with that the rest of the season. I hope that they did, because I don't want to go through more games like Tampa and Detroit. You know, I can't take games like that. Can't do it. To quote Mike Singletary. And I hope that they continue to play with that fire and emotion and, damn it, win at home. Win these games at home. 3 straight at home. Like it was. Oh, no, it was 2. But I forgot the Detroit game was in Detroit for a moment there. But no, you have 3 home games in a row. This is the part of the schedule where it is. It's December. It's all or nothing right now. And they have a real chance, if they can take care of their home field, to get back in this thing and have a chance to win a division. As bad as it is, it's not their fault that the Giants and Redskins and Dallas are... Not their fault. Got to play in the division you're in. And this is the division we're in. And luckily, in the division we're in, still have a shot. Those teams lose, Eagles win, they have a chance to win the division. And that's all. As a fan, that's all I can hope for. You know? Give me January football. All right, everyone. Well, I rambled on for almost 23 minutes, but thank you all for watching. Thanks to the Eagles for winning a big game in Foxborough against those Patriots, and hopefully getting things put back on track. But we'll see. 1 o'clock kickoff at Buffalo. All the Eagle fans will be there. Hope you guys and gals, you cheer your hearts out for this team. Keep it going. Because you know what? We're not known as the 12th man like in Seattle, but we've been cheering longer than those fans have for our team. Because the Eagles have been around longer than the Seahawks. But anyhow, everyone take care. Let's go Birds. Let's keep this momentum going, please. Beat Buffalo, and I'll be back next week with another wrap-up vid. Hopefully, it will be another win. All right, everyone. Take care. See you then.